Welcome back to Paddy's Golf Tips. We're here at the Grand Bear Rapiscan Systems Classic. I've been asked to cover plug lies again, so I'm going to talk your way through these.
The winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Padraig Harrington.
The key with plug lies, like all bunker shots, you're trying to slide the club under the ball. You're not trying to hit the ball with a bunker shot, you're trying to get the club underneath it. Obviously that's difficult when the ball is buried. How do you get down there? So what you've got to visualize is, I'm trying to get my club underneath that ball. Now, when it's buried and down there, the sharpest part of the club is the leading edge. So I'm actually trying to bury my leading edge in here so that it digs under here. It will displace enough sand that the sand will jump up in the air with the ball with it. So with a deep plug lie like this one, I'm actually, because it's that, as I said, it's pretty deep down there, I'm actually going to swing more like I'm swinging an axe. So I'm actually going to swing up and down like that. See the amount, look at the depth of that. I've gone down there 4 or 5 inches. Well, I've got it, because I've got to get underneath that ball. So I'm going to swing it up and chop down behind it. Again, I'm visualizing getting this leading edge underneath the ball. And up she pops. I think this is a good point to note. Look at the cup I've created there. It's quite steep that I've gone down there. I'm way below, I'm like 4 inches below the surface, maybe more. I've gone down and that's forced the sand up and the ball has come with it. Okay, now you don't often see the really heavy plug lies like that, but the ball will pop up and usually pops up reasonably high. The trouble with a plug lie is getting it to go forward in the air and then it will run on the green. So I've got like a little plug lie here. Well, I don't have to chop this one anywhere near as much. I have to visualize, can I get the leading edge under? So for this particular shot, if this was a normal bunker shot, it's off slight upslope, I would actually be like 50-50 and I'd be exposing this bounce. With this one, I want to get it high, I want to get a bit of height in it. I'm not going to expose the bounce because I could knife it and bounce into it and knife it over the green. But I'm also not going to chop as much as on this plug lie. I'm going to have a little bit. So I'm going to go like half and half. With that, I'm still leaning into it, whereas the normal one on the upslope, I was kind of pretty even. This one, I'm going to lean into it, going to have a slightly open club face. And look, I can get a lot more distance and height out of it. The divot is longer, as you can see there. It's not quite as deep, but I slid that leading edge underneath the ball, which threw the sand up in the air. Okay, so you can experiment, but on a very plug lie, you're keeping the club face square and you're chopping. Slightly plugged, you can get the club underneath, so you can open it up a little bit. Now I've given two beauties here, two of the plug lies, which you tend to see more often, up the face of the bunker. Just remember, it's on an upslope, so the ball will follow that upslope because the sand has to go on the upslope. So it will pop up, it will come out. The problem is how to get it to come out and go a bit of distance. So the key here is you do never open up the club face when you're on the upslope. You shut it down if anything. So watch, this is my lob wedge, and if anything, I'm shutting it. I'm trying to get this to go forward, not up. It's going to go up because of the upslope. So the difficulty is trying to get this to carry more than 3 or 4 yards. So look, you can even toe it in if you want. I'm going to go for strong, and I'm going to hit it as hard as I can, entering about that much behind, and carried it about 3 yards. What's interesting with plug lies is the ball always tends to come out to the right. Just pops a little bit to the right. Not sure why that is. My other ball is here, by the way, as you can see. Well, you can't see. Under the rules of golf, I'm allowed clear a bit at the top so I can see where my golf ball is. That's allowed. You're allowed to search for your ball in a bunker and you're allowed clear a little bit. Now, that was hard to do. I'm going to do it with a 9-iron. As I said, the ball is going to jump up no matter what loft I use. So I'm going to use a 9-iron. I've got more length of club. As you can see, I'm not even opening it up. I'm going to drive in behind it, full swing, and out she pops. Didn't carry as far, but it was definitely going to roll a little bit. Okay, I'll show you that again. So when it's plugged, it's not about loft when it's on the upslope. It's about power. There we go. So it came out 5 yards carry, going to run a bit. That's the best I could do off that lie. It's always coming out off the upslope. It's trying to get enough energy into it that it will go a bit of distance. So all plugged lies are not the same. Deep one, chop, get the leading edge underneath the ball. You don't have to lure it, it's just this ball will pop up. Semi-plugged lie, you can get a little bit open as long as you feel like you can still get the leading edge chopping under the ball. It's like a fresh air, you're trying to swing underneath the golf ball. It's like the flop shot, you're trying to cut underneath it. And the ones on the upslope, ball will pop out to the right after any plugged lie, it will pop to the right, and off the upslope, you're de-lofting the club on the upslope, trying to get as much energy as you can. It will pop up, you're trying to get it to go forward by using less loft. A 9-iron or a shut face sand wedge will do the job. And that's all there is to a plugged lie.